Hi, it's a new day, it's a new YouTube video. It is September 10th, 2023. Now, you won't be getting this video until literally the last day of September. In order to give more variety to the video and in order to not take up like 30 minutes filming, I decided to give you updates of the grad school application process through the month of September by a week. So last week I had a Labor Day weekend, but the Friday before Labor Day weekend I went to my advisor, to my academic advisor. Now, a lot of people say that their college academic advisor sucks. There's a little bit more nuance to that, but on Friday, September 1st, I had a meeting with my advisor, and he didn't really tell me anything new. Basically, he told me to apply to 10 schools, and I was like, I literally I had 7, and then something happened and now I have 6. So I need to find 4 other schools to apply to. Now, here's the deal, because I live in Texas. I feel like I say this all the time. I live in Texas. So the clinical psychology programs, which is a program that I went to apply to, they are rare, okay? Like, Texas, clinical psychology, yeah, get out of here, right? So there's really not that many schools to apply to in the first place. Should I apply to out of state? Because out of state tuition is no joke. I've seen it like triple from in-state to out of state simply because you're out of state. Now, I'm sure there's like some sort of like government thing because of that, but I do not care. I'm not applying to out of state schools. Also, I hate moving. So, because I was like, I don't even know if I should even apply to grad school, but I talked to him and I have hope. So applying to my master's in clinical psychology is back on track in state. Let's see how that goes. This past week, September 7th, I talked to my professor who is a clinician. Again, she did not say anything remotely helpful or useful. She said the exact same thing. Here's the thing about like adults in the real world. If you're like, you know, someone who believes in people in positions of authority, listen up, right? They don't know what they're doing, okay? Up here in the brain, it's gone out the window. That's my experience, at least. Every single person that I've ever talked to, like trying to get help with this thing, they all say stuff that I already know. They'll literally look at me dead in the eye and be like, you know, grad school is a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work. Literally, they'll be like, well, it's a really hard program to... And I found out that it's not that it's a hard program to do. The PhD in clinical psychology is the hardest program to get into. It's more selective than medical school, but I'm not stupid in the head, okay? I'm not dumb in the brain. A lot of people think I'm dumb in the brain. I'm not. Is it because I'm blonde? Is it because I look young? I don't know. But people think I'm stupid and dumb. I'm like, I don't want to go into a PhD program straight out of undergrad, okay? That is insane. That is crazy behavior. Like, I talked to my advisor and he was like, okay, a master's program? Are you in a research lab? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, you should be good then. Like, literally, like, just like mentioning that you're in a research lab, bam. I'm in a research lab and I've presented, and one of my grad students is gonna publish something that I'm a co-author of. So like, I'm good, like I'm set. Yeah, I tried to talk to people. I talked to 2 of my professors, my advisor. Everybody said unhelpful advice. I feel like I've hit like a wall. I've hit an end point because they're all like, well, you do know we only have an experimental program. So, basically, because my school only offers an experimental psychology PhD program, none of the people that are here can help me with clinical stuff because they're like, well, I don't know anything about clinical. Clinical is different. And I get it, man, I get it. But like the amount of students that you have in the psychology program and how popular clinical and counseling psychology is, you would guess that this top school would have the resources to help all these kids that want to go into non-experimental psychology, but they don't. They're like, well, I've heard it's hard. Have you thought about that? So that's the update. No one can help me. Everyone thinks I'm stupid. I'm not stupid. And I'm just gonna stop asking people for help, at least at the university. Based on that, my next steps are looking at more graduate schools to apply to, looking at the PIs in those labs, like looking at the research, emailing the grad students in those labs and being like, hey man, if I go here, will I want to commit heinous and horrible acts against humanity? And if they say yes, if they say no, so I'll see you probably after I do that and there's an update. Hey, what's up? It's September 17th. I am back with another update if my internet wants to. Today I spent like about 4 to 5 hours just researching graduate schools. Like, I already did the research for graduate schools. I literally came up with my list like January of this year, maybe even December of last year, and then I did more like later, and now I'm like doing even more. Like, how much can I really do? Do you know what I mean? I chose more schools, so now I'm applying to 7 schools. And I also requested for more info, and I'm writing down emails of people that I can ask questions to, like that are, you know, like the graduate director of the program or whatever. I wanted to email the graduate students that are in like the labs, but apparently they don't have their information, because in my school, the one that I go to, they have the information of the grad students. Like, they have their emails and like who they are and like what they do, but not for any of the schools that I looked into. So I'm gonna email some people and ask if I could be put into contact with the graduate students. On Wednesday, so like 4 days ago, I went to a club meeting because they were gonna be talking about graduate school applications. They spread a lot of misinformation. Like, from what I've been reading and researching and finding out about like myself about applying to grad school, they lied. They lied to us because they were like, oh, you have to apply to a PI, whatever. That's for PhD programs. If you're looking into a master's, like, I don't know if I'm the only person ever in the world that's looking into a master's program, but it kind of feels like that. And also in the room of like 20 people, I was one of 2 people that are studying for the GRE, and in my like small group of like, I don't know, 6 students, I was the only one applying to grad school. I feel like there's not a lot of people applying to grad school, and I'm barely starting to realize that. I also talked to my graduate students that I work with, and they told me to throw in some PhD programs, because I was like, yeah, I'm applying to 6 schools, and that's not a lot, right? And they're like, oh, you should like throw in some PhD programs just to see if you get in. Okay, so then I researched PhD programs. Are you kidding? No, I am not ready whatsoever at all in any capacity for a PhD program. Like, maybe like, you know, like, because they're doing experimental psychology and like whatever, like you just apply to a PhD program and like nobody cares because like whatever. I've decided not applying to PhD programs. Like, I had already decided that because I'm not ready to go from undergrad to a PhD. So I'm going master's like all the way, just applying to master's programs in Texas. So I'm applying to 7 schools. There's literally only 8 schools that provide a master's in clinical psychology in Texas. I'm applying to 7, and that already feels like a lot of work. It's literally like a full-time job applying to grad school. I was supposed to also work on my personal statement. Like, I have to look into the schools. Like, I already did that. I asked for information, or like I signed up to receive information. I started following them on social media. That's like the stuff that I wanted to do. Now I'm just waiting for them to give me information and then ask if I can contact the graduate students and then ask them how that's going. I also have to complete the applications for all the schools, at least get started on them, because it's just like the basics, like demographic, like stuff. I need to start telling my letter of rec writers, being like, hey man, I got that letter of rec. It's due. I just don't have enough time in the day. There's not enough hours in the day to do all the things that I have to do. Really, truly. Next step is waiting for that information, see if I can contact the graduate students, and asking for like average GPA, average GRE scores, how long people take to complete their program, because I saw that some programs take 3 years to complete. I was thinking it's only 2 years. A master's for 3, and then like a PhD 4 to 5. I was like, when I finish my PhD, it'll be like 2033. I'm sorry. Hopefully they send that stuff in soon so that I can update you next week, and then be able to edit and upload the video. Hey, what's up? Hello. It is September 29th, and it is the last update of my graduate school application process during the month of September. By the way, I wanted to make a little disclaimer. The very first day that I came on here to talk, like September 7th, I was really, I think what I said then doesn't hold true to my beliefs now. I cut out a lot that I said. I was just really amped up. And I have become way more conscious of what I put out on the internet, what I put to like public view, especially considering that like a lot of the times you're gonna like look at the stuff that you've posted when you apply to graduate schools. I don't know, I'm just thinking a lot. That's besides the point. Anyways, so I usually do like graduate school application stuff during the weekends. So this past weekend, September 23rd and 24th, on Saturday, September 23rd, well, one, I went to the football game, and then I went to a coffee shop, because that is my deal. I went to a coffee shop to do some homework, to study, whatever. And I started to draft emails and tailor each email to the program that I was contacting, because that's what I said, I was going to contact the programs. That's what I did. I drafted the emails. I scheduled to send them on Monday at 9 a.m. because I'm a person that likes to receive emails Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. If I receive it outside of that, I will check it because I'm nosy, but I'm not going to respond to it. So I try to work during those hours. Also, I've said this before, and I'll say it again, applying to graduate school is a full-time job, okay? No one talks about how time-consuming it is, about how much work, how like easily you can get burnt out. Because for me at least, I don't have someone to like double check my work, right? I don't have someone to be like, oh hey, you missed something here, maybe you should not say that, whatever. I have to do it all by myself. Now, could I ask somebody else? Yeah, but a lot of these people have stuff going on, like professors, graduate students, like everybody has stuff going on. So I can't just be like, hey, I have to do it myself, and I have to take responsibility and accountability for that. And it's stressful. It's stressful as someone who wants not everything perfect, but I want to not make a mistake. Because when I make a mistake, oh my god. I scheduled all my emails and then I sent them, Monday. And it is Friday now. It's like 4 p.m. I have 1 hour for them to answer my emails. So I'm applying to 6 schools. And so far, as of Friday, September 29th at 4 p.m., only 4 schools have replied. One of them replied to my question, because I asked 3 questions. I was like, nothing more, nothing less. I want to be concise, only 3 questions. Just like, one, to like make sure that they know that I'm interested in the program before I even apply. And I heard that a lot of the times they keep those emails that you send them like on your record, on your like file thing. So that's why I was so stressed. I was like, it needs to be good. I can't make a mistake. And like, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna ask questions, you have to like first go through like their website and see like what they've said and stuff. But the thing about these websites, and it's not even just like the school that I'm applying to, it's literally every single school website ever. Like, even my school sucks at this. Their information is all over the place, right? You're like, okay, what do I need? What are the requirements? And it's like this, and this, but check your specific program for their requirements. And then it's like, okay, you check that program, and it's like, it takes you to another link, to another link, to another link. And I'm like, I can't, like, you have to like make it all on one single space. You can't just have me, going through a treasure hunt to find the information that I need, because then if I don't find it and I ask you for it, and then the school is like, well, you should have read. I try my best. I'm a first-gen student. I've never applied to graduate school before. Like, please. That's my complaint of the day. Next day, September 24th, I decided to make an application timeline, such as when to work on personal statements. Because I've been working on personal statements since December, right? I feel like I've made a couple, various videos of me working on personal statements. So I've been working on that for a while now. But now I really need to get into like the nitty gritty, because I have like templates, I have like stuff like easy copy paste to like, but I have to like tailor it to each individual school. And one of the schools actually asks for you to decide which PIs you want to work with, which is kind of strange for a master's program, specifically in clinical, but I'm just glad it's one program and not all 6 of them. So I decided one to work on personal statements, one to send them to the writing center so they can like look over the stuff, and then when my deadline is, which I think is like late November. So I have about 2 months to get that done. Working on filling out the dreaded like forms for the applications, because it's all like I've said before, it's all demographic stuff. So I do that during the weekend, just like as much as possible. And then I also made a timeline of when to study for the math section of the GRE. I've been studying for the verbal section like every day for 30 minutes. I have an app on my phone. I can like put down the link below. I just take 30 minutes. It's like a bunch of vocab words. And I'm like acing through it. And it's so fun. It's actually really fun studying for the math, studying for the verbal. I do have to study for the writing, even though they don't ask for the writing score. So it's like, you know, I took the diagnostic math section like last weekend, and I wrote down like which ones I'm good at, which ones need more help, when to study for those. Like today I'm going to study for the like one of the chapters. And then lastly, I set up when to email my recommenders to set up a meeting, and when the personal statements like will be due for them. I mean oh my god, I wrote personal statement. When the letters of rec. Okay, so on Monday, this next Monday, I'm not gonna film it, but I am gonna email my recommenders and ask them, okay, I've talked to them before. Like, well, I've talked to 2 of them. One of them is my PI, so he kind of like, it's kind of built in, like he already knows, it's on the back of his mind, the grad students, like whatever. So he knows he's gonna write me a letter of rec, but 2 of them I've talked to like explicitly like asking for them. And so on Monday, I'm gonna email them. If you guys want, I'm making like a detailed list of like what I'm doing. So if you guys want, I can like write all this stuff down, like whatever. I'm gonna email them being like, okay, I selected you as my letter of rec person. There's 2 options. 1, I can send you all my stuff, CV, transcript, maybe a personal statement if you want, and through email, and you can do that on your own. You have 2 months. This is the deadline. Or we can set up a meeting, like a one-to-one meeting, and we can meet during your office hours at another time, whatever. So it could be more personal. You can ask me questions about why I want to go to grad school, what program I want to be in, what I'm going to do with it, etc., 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 like what my goals are, whatever. That is where I'm at. I am gonna do another video for the month of October. However, next month I'm planning on posting every week. Well, not every week. I'm not gonna post next week because I'm on break, but 14th, 21, and 28, I am gonna post every single week. And on the 28th, I'm gonna post another, what I did this month to prepare for graduate school, because in October, it's gonna be very busy. It's gonna be a very busy month. There might be a letter of rec, meetings. I'm gonna work on personal statements. I'm gonna be studying for the GRE, etc., etc., etc. It's gonna be a lot of work. So yeah, so far so good, I think. And the next video is gonna be a fall break, because I did say next week I have fall break. I'm gonna film that, and I'll make a little vlog thing, and I'll post that. In the meanwhile, you have this, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.